Hey guys, it's Rafflecopter. Welcome to another video on the Hunter build. Today, hey, what are you doing here? I'm recording a video. No, I'm recording a video. What are you talking about? You see me doing this and you just walk up and interrupt me? Well, yeah, because you're trying to take my gig. First of all, no one says gig. Everyone says gig. You're not gonna gaslight me. You're not just gonna steamroll. Hey, sorry about that, but we are actually back with a part 2 of the Melee Hunter series. Gonna be a pretty short one. I'm level 30 right now, so not a huge change from last time, but there is a few notable differences I do want to talk about. The first one being we actually picked up a epic enchant. This is called Wild Aggression. Dealing damage with Mongoose Bite restores 20 energy. If this puts you at full energy, the damage of your next rogue ability is increased by 20%. Or 10% if the target is a player. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole enchant, but as a reminder, we are currently using Deadly Bite, so we're incentivized to use as many Mongoose Bites as we can, along with as many Raptor Strikes as we can. So anything that gives us another reason to use Mongoose Bite is going to be good in my book. Now, going directly into the talents, mainly just improving upon what we had last time. So we picked up Killer Instinct, so this is going to increase the critical strike chance with all melee and ranged attacks by 3%. It's always good to have more crit. In addition, you have a 100% chance to allow the use of the counter strike ability after using Mongoose Bite or Explosive Shot for 6 seconds. Now, just because we haven't had enough ability essence, I actually haven't picked up counter strike yet, but as soon as I hit level 31, I'm picking it up, so we'll have that very soon, and then already have a means of proccing it, which is going to be very nice. I do plan to pick up Seal of Wisdom in the Paladin tree. We're having minor mana issues, really, mana issues that would be fixed with one ability, so I'm hoping Seal of Wisdom is going to be that fix for us. I'm sure there's a great epic enchant that will also resolve that problem. I haven't looked on the epic enchant side yet, but if Seal of Wisdom doesn't work, that's definitely where I'm going next. But again, in the Hunter tree, we're picking up counter attack as soon as we can. We also picked up Disengage just for a little more mobility. I wanted to do a battleground, and mobility is pretty good in battlegrounds, so that's my only explanation there. I decided to start leaning more into the rogue side. Again, as I kind of mentioned last time, I worry that just with Mongoose Bite and Raptor Strike, if we're trying to go a melee build, we're not going to have enough abilities to use to kind of supplement that downtime between the Mongoose Bite and between the Raptor Strike. So having a spammable, something like Hemorrhage, is going to be really good. So that's what I picked up. While I was in there, I also picked up Serrated Blades. Now, to people who don't have a lot of experience in the rogue tree, this is going to allow our attacks to ignore up to 9% of the target's armor and increases the damage dealt by our rupture ability by 30%. Also gives your melee hits a 10% chance to allow the use of Garrote ability outside of stealth. Now, Garrote using this effect doesn't trigger the silence, which is unfortunate, but if we're talking about a bleed build, which I kind of hinted at last time that we could end up going it, this is going to be great. We can easily get more bleeds off. As you notice in the assassination tree, I did pick up Rupture, I did pick up Garrote, so I think right now we're going to go the bleed side of things. It's not really good when you're group pulling in a dungeon, because it's not, you can't realistically kind of get bleed up on everything before it dies in this game, unfortunately. So I'm not going to have the highest numbers, but in terms of PvP, I was very happy with it. I only did a minor amount, but I was happy with what I did. And then I would imagine on a boss, our damage would ramp up. Now, we still do good damage. Keep in mind, level 30 build. I have okay-ish gear, nothing crazy, but we're definitely doing more damage than we should be, considering most of our damage is over time. In the combat tree, I got Kick just to have interrupt. Again, PvP, pretty important. And I plan to get some ability points into Malice. Malice is going to increase the chance to get a critical strike with all spells and attacks by 1. And with the final rank of this talent, you gain 5 energy when your Garrot and Rupture deals damage. So even more Hemorrhage spams, which is going to be great. Now, of course, when we get 5 points in this, that 1% critical goes up to 5. So it's going to be a little more beneficial as you put points into it. And I went over the other talents. I didn't specifically go over Hemorrhage. So to summarize it, it's a attack that applies a debuff. That debuff increases any physical damage dealt to the target by up to 13, and this lasts for 10 charges. This does trigger off bleeds. So that's why we want it, because every time we hit them, it applies that debuff. Do they have bleeds on it? Well, they should, because that's our entire build. They're taking increased damage from those bleeds. So pretty important. In the Shaman tree, nothing's changed. In the Warrior tree, nothing's changed. I may be picking up Charge as a way to close the distance. That's about it. And that front, I may be picking up Charge. So at this point, again, as you've probably seen from the clips, pretty happy in PvP. PvP was pretty fun. I mean, it's, you know, anyone who's done a battleground knows sometimes your team is going to have no healers, and sometimes the other team is going to have 3 healers. And in cases like that, it's just not very fun. And unfortunately, you know, there's nothing to do about it. I'm not a healer currently, so I can't, you know, try to out heal anybody. I actually don't even have a healing spell to add to it, so that was unfortunate. But dungeon wise, it feels pretty good. I did unfortunately get queued up for Nomergon, which was terrible, because as some of you may know, you cannot apply a bleed to a robot, and anything that is considered a mech unit, mechanical to be specific. So eliminating half of our damage right off the bat, which was super cool, but you know, it is what it is. I'm also pretty happy with how we've been using the immolation trap. It's not a ton of damage. It is going to hopefully scale a bit better once we get the explosive shot and once we get more points and the more hybrid aspect of this. I think the explosive shot and then down the line explosive trap are going to be most of our AoE damage. So just waiting. Obviously explosive shot is a bit later, but explosive trap will be getting very soon, so we'll get a better gauge of how that's going to work at level 34. But until then, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. All right, bye-bye.